This is the Cholo News Report for Thursday 08 August 2019. For Ukrainian ground forces soldiers are killed in an attack by pro-Russian separatists near the village of Pavlopol in the war-torn eastern Donetsk Oblast. Kyiv says 4 Ukrainian soldiers have lost their lives in the latest clashes with Russia-backed separatists in the country's east. The Defense Ministry said in a statement that the pro-Russia separatists opened fire at Ukrainian military positions in the Donetsk region on August 6, using grenade launchers, machine guns, and assault rifles. We say with sadness that, as a result of the enemy's attacks today, according to the information in our possession, 4 of our heroes sustained injuries, to which they succumbed, the statement said. U.S. President Donald Trump signs an executive order freezing all assets and interests of the Venezuelan government as contained within the United States, a severe escalation from recent industry sanctions and verbal rhetoric. 21 exceptions are issued, 4 companies providing services including oil, aid, and telecommunications. Bolton, addressing a summit on Venezuela in the Peruvian capital Lima, emphasized that tougher international action was needed to speed up a transition of power in the country, where more than 4 million Venezuelans have fled economic collapse. The order also could inflame the U.S. China trade war if it hits bidding hard, with Venezuela owing China oil deliveries as repayment for loans through 2021, said Fernando Cutts, a former top aide to Trump on the National Security Council. Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan vows to fight India's unilateral decision to revoke Indian-administered Kashmir's autonomy, including in the United Nations General Assembly and Security Council. Mr. Khan stated this move is a breach of international law, adding he feared the possibility of ethnic cleansing in the Muslim-majority region. A telecoms and media blackout in Indian-administered Kashmir, combined with a curfew, is being enforced amid concern that the government's decision to revoke autonomy could trigger larger-scale protests by people already unhappy with Indian rule. The article allowed the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir a certain amount of autonomy, its own constitution, a separate flag and the freedom to make laws, though foreign affairs, defense and communications remained the preserve of the central government. The revocation of special status was debated in Parliament during the introduction of a bill relating to the division of Jammu and Kashmir into 2 distinct regions. China, which administers the Kashmir territories of Aksai Chin and the Trans-Karakoram Tract, voices opposition to this unacceptable Indian move and, along with Turkey, reaffirms their support for a peaceful resolution. Likewise, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan also called PM Khan to discuss bilateral relations as well as developments in the region, including Jammu and Kashmir and ongoing efforts for the Afghan peace process. The support by China and Turkey is seen as a major morale booster for Pakistan after Donald Trump mentioned the Quad on the global stage and offered to mediate. The icing on the cake for Pakistani netizens and media came when Trump announced that Indian PM Narendra Modi requested him to mediate between India and Pakistan over Kashmir, a claim outrightly rejected by New Delhi. China and Pakistan have both issued warnings to India over recent moves to assert control over disputed border regions that have previously led to clashes with its neighbors. The sudden change in a decades-long arrangement was hailed by Shah as a historic decision, but it elicited negative reactions from both Beijing and Islamabad, which have grown closer in recent years and have separately engaged in heated confrontations with New Delhi. New Delhi accused Beijing of disregarding the tiny Himalayan kingdom by building a new highway, leading to hand-to-hand clashes between Indian and Chinese personnel, but no armed skirmishes.